In this video, I'll be replacing lame characters that are in Smash Bros. Ultimate. And remember that these are just my opinions, so if any of you main these characters, just know that you're lame in my eyes. Okay, on to the first. Samus. When it comes to Dark Samus, I don't find her lame when it comes to her design because she looks great. But I do find it lame how we basically got Samus again, but with the ability to float. And I know that you can say that about a lot of other Echo fighters, but I mean, come on, they're a lot better than Dark Samus. So with that said, I'll be replacing Samus with Shadow the Hedgehog, ladies and gentlemen. Now the reason I chose Shadow is because when it comes to the aesthetic of being an edgy badass, he wins 9 times out of 10 against Dark Samus. He would also have somewhat the same moveset, such as a gun, and the ability to float with his shoes. If Shadow were to be in the game, he'd be given similar moves to Sonic, but I think they'd shake it up by giving him a counter. I feel like a counter would be the perfect use for him to use Chaos Control and maybe even punish the character in slow motion. So my apologies to anybody that loves Dark Samus, but I mean, I think we all as a collective know that Shadow would be cooler. Pichu. Okay, before you get mad, can we just all admit that Pichu is adorable, but is also a wasted slot? I have nothing against Pichu personally, but we already have a better version of Pichu, and that's Pikachu. Like, why have the same moveset except be a little bit smaller? So, the character that will be taking Pichu's place will be Hollow Knight, because when it comes to being a small adorable creature, Hollow Knight is the one that you think of. At least I do. Plus he would have a way better moveset than Pichu, but he'd be the most adorable sword fighter added to the roster. So I think that's a good way to look at it. So to those who main Pichu, I just say one thing: move on and evolve to Pikachu so you can be the best there ever was. So when it comes to Chrom, I'm gonna be honest, he's the reason why I was inspired to make this video. I enjoy seeing other Fire Emblem characters like Robin, Roy, Ike, Lucina, but when it comes to Chrom, I just think to myself, why? So to replace Chrom, I chose Dante as his replacement. It's pretty easy why I chose him as Chrom's replacement. That's because anybody could have taken his place. I'm pretty sure if the game came out with a new update and they took Chrom out of the roster, nobody would know. Dante would be a great replacement for Chrom because not only is he a more intriguing protagonist, but he'd bring that sort of energy that Smash Ultimate needs. And that's a cocky vigilante. The only other person that I can think of that has a cocky personality would have to be Sonic, but he just doesn't bring the charm like Dante would. So I apologize to the one Chrom main that's watching this video right now, but come on, move on to a better Fire Emblem character, like Roy. People love Roy mains. Mega Man! Okay, I know that Mega Man is a classic and deserves all the love and respect for his legacy, but what he doesn't deserve respect for is his moveset. Mega Man's moveset is way too loyal from the original game, so I decided to replace Mega Man with a way better robot named Raiden. I don't think I have to say much when it comes to this pick. Raiden as a Smash character would have been amazing if he was added. I feel like his playstyle would be a mixture of Cloud and Sephiroth. He'd have speed and main attacks similar to Cloud, and when he goes to a certain percentage, he would have some sort of limit break, kind of like when Sephiroth gets his wing. I just know in a different universe we have a Fighter Pass 3, and Raiden is a part of the pack. And a big reason why he would be a part of the Fighter Pass 3 is because of this clip right here.
Typical politician! Big cock, but no cum.
What? But after it's all said and done, Mega Man is cool and all, but the moveset is dog shit. I know that this isn't an actual character in the slot, but I think out of the 3 fighting types, Sword Fighter is definitely the lamest, respectfully. So if you main me Sword Fighter, you still have time to switch to me Gunner. It's not too late. So to replace me Sword Fighter, I'll have to choose Nico Bellic from GTA 4. Now the reason I picked Nico is because we need some game that represents the total opposite of what Nintendo's about. Not only that, he's the best protagonist that Rockstar has given us, next to Arthur Morgan in the Red Dead series. He represents more of what many people go through in life, such as new beginnings, difficult challenges, and just facing the world as it is. But you keep moving forward regardless of the situation. And to me personally, this clip alone shows why Nico is such a beautiful written character.
War is where the young and stupid are tricked by the old and bitter into killing each other. I was very young and very angry. Maybe that is no excuse. Roman? coming! Are you sleeping, you fat fuck?
Nico Bellic, I know realistically would never get in Smash Ultimate or any Smash game in general, but I just think it would be funny. But don't forget why we're here. If you're still maining me Sword Fighter after this video, what the fuck? When it comes to Duck Hunt, I always think of the good times playing on the NES and getting upset on how the gun never lined up to where I was shooting. Now I know you're gonna say skill issue, but I know for damn well that was not it. But when it comes to playing against Duck Hunt players, I think to myself, damn, I wish I had that gun right now. So to replace Duck Hunt will be another badass dog named Amaterasu. I've always liked the concept of having a demi-dog run it up in Smash. The closest thing we have to a demi-dog is Fox. Now I will be honest, I only know Amaterasu because of the Marvel vs. Capcom 3 game, but I don't doubt the games are fun. It's such a far-fetched idea to even think about Amaterasu coming into Smash, but I think the moveset would just be so raw. It would be like having a better Incineroar. Speaking of... So when it comes to Incineroar, I always liked his design and the way that he plays like a WWE fighter, but I think they could have gotten a different character to represent that generation of Pokemon. Me personally, I've always loved electric types, so imagine my surprise when I found out who Toxtricity was. A poison and electric type. I don't know why I think that combo just fits so right. Using electric moves to stun and damage enemies, and then using poison to do passive damage, that's genius. Don't get me wrong, I love fire types. Fire types are great, but we already have a fully evolved fire type, aka Charizard. So to replace Incineroar, it would have to be Toxtricity. I think this would be a fair trade, is it not?
Banjo Kazooie!
This guy I have personal beef with. When it comes to Banjo, every time I see him, I feel robbed. When it comes to a cool platformer, some might think of this game, or even the Mario series. But my favorite platformer would have to be my boy, Crash Bandicoot. I just know for a fact that Crash would have had a 10 times better moveset than Banjo ever would have. This is something that I sometimes think about ever since the Fighter Pass 2 ended, and that's how Crash got done dirty. We didn't even get a Mii costume, not even a spirit. What the f— I will never let down the fact that Crash got robbed by Banjo and we could have had a great character with a top tier moveset rather than, well, this. And I need to say this just for clarification as always. This is nothing towards Banjo players, but just the character itself. It's tough for me to see. So I know some of you are down in the comments telling me that I'm wrong, and you know what? That's okay. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that's wrong and I'm smart. You're a dumb motherfucker. I'm kidding. I'm actually kidding. But I totally understand if you don't agree with any of my opinions, but that's just how I feel about the game. And who knows, maybe in time I'll end up seeing these characters more than lame. Maybe I'll play the Mega Man game and I end up enjoying the character even more. Maybe I'll even try out a Fire Emblem game and I find a new respect for Chrom. Or maybe I'll buy Pokemon Sword and Shield and see what I missed out on. I'm kidding, I'm not getting that shit. Regardless, opinions can change. But this is how I feel right now. So let me know down in the comments what characters would you replace in Smash Bros. Ultimate. A huge shout out to everyone that is a current member on my channel. The extra support really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. And with that being said, I hope you all have a great day. Stay healthy, stay safe, and I will catch you all in the next one. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Adios.